Nick, I can't believe that you've done that.
Why should me and Craig walk out that bloody door and you stay here?
I just wanted to do as well as I possibly could.
It is Friday, the 18th of August, and you are back with Big Brother. Now, there are the housemates behind me, and for them, life under the lens goes on as usual. And in accordance with the rules of the show, either Craig or Nicola will be voted out within the next 60 minutes. But you've probably noticed one housemate is missing. His name, Nicholas. Yesterday was another extraordinary day in the history of Big Brother. So where were you when you heard that Nick had been kicked out of the house? And were you one of the 6 million people watching at midnight last night? Now, in case you missed it, here's how Nick was rumbled. On Wednesday night, the House members began to suspect that Nicholas had been scheming against them.
Why were you instigated to vote against me?
I was.
Was you? Why?
Nick has a habit of writing things down.
What did you say? Caroline and Nicky.
Darren decided to search Nicholas's suitcase for evidence.
Craig and Mel. Oh, don't go out there. Stay a minute. Craig and Mel.
The group waited until the following morning, then confronted Nicholas.
I'm quite positive and got evidence that you're plotting a very dirty plan on everybody in here to vote against each other and steer it divert from you.
I think that's an absurd, Craig's not one of your...
I find that very disturbing.
I find that very disturbing.
And you're seriously writing down names, Nick, and showing people names. That's what you're doing?
Yeah. It just makes me feel sick. It's just the fact that my name's been shown on the street.
Craig and Mel.
Who's that?
Caroline and Nicky.
Craig and Mel?
Craig and Nicky.
That's not that bad.
I think Nick, you probably
Leave it
don't
up to
talk to
Big
Big
Brother to
Brother.
filter out.
He's sick for some reason.
Nicholas came to the diary room to confess that he'd gone too far.
I've made a mistake.
Yes, and I'd have to say that that is quite a cruel cliffhanger by anyone's standards, so I won't keep you in suspense. Here's what happened next. 1:26 p.m. Nicholas has told Big Brother he's made a mistake and awaits a decision on the punishment he'll receive for breaking the rules.
Some people think like that though, Mel. Some people think it doesn't matter as long as it's like publicity.
Are you coming now? Just 30 seconds. Nick, I don't know why you're sitting there doing that, because you shouldn't have done it in the first place. I can't believe that you've done that. So you can't even throw the subs with me. I can't believe... I'm disgusted to think that I even thought, yeah, Nick's cool man, and you've just come and done that. If the whole reason why you wanted to do this was to win the £70,000, you can go and sell those stories and get that. I'm off at the fact that these guys are thinking kind of like about Nick and how Nick's feeling. I'm not. You should have thought about it before you came in there.
Well, you wouldn't think anything because you're selfish anyway.
Good. I'm good. I'm glad you said it, and everyone else knows that you've said that as well.
Good.
I'm glad.
Everyone can see you're selfish.
Good. I'm glad.
I don't care what you think.
Do you know what?
I have to leave.
Sick.
I think you know yourself who your biggest critic is going to be in this tournament. He's the most strong-minded here.
Yeah.
He's not going to be happy if you stay. It's as simple as that. But other people you can talk to. I think other people will give you a second chance.
In a way, it's such a minor thing. Yeah, it's bound to happen. It's in the rules that we shouldn't discuss or write down nominations.
Don't try to justify it like that.
Oh no.
If you try to justify it like that, people will think you're arrogant. That's how it comes across. Don't say, oh, well, it's rules meant to be broken. That's basically what you're telling me now. That's not how it works. The rules were set out clearly for us at the start. A lot of people out there are feeling very hurt that they were part of this. They feel guilty. And if they're ready to make you the scapegoat for their guilt, that's what you have to also consider. Get yourself tidied up a bit close.
Cheers, mate.
Should we just all sit down, everyone, because he wants to...
Oh,
yeah.
Nicky's coming.
Yeah, okay.
Just get finished up.
Nicholas has asked to talk to the group.
Thanks, guys. I just want to firstly apologise to you all for my actions. I'm not going to justify them, but I'll tell you why I did them. And actually, I feel ashamed for them, and I'll give you the reasons. I come from a very big family. When you come from a big family, you tend to compete. Compete for attention, compete for everything. I spent 10 years at a boarding school where you fight and compete for everything. People are constantly trying to do one over you. They're constantly trying to make you come second or third, and it's a very competitive environment. I also worked in a very aggressive environment where people would gladly stitch you up to further their own careers. I just wanted, because I've left a 10-year career behind, to do as well as I possibly could. And if that meant putting 4 people's names to other people, which is a stupid way to do it, that is the way that has been my mentality, because it's going to happen to me. And that's the reason I did it. We're all here to partake in this show, and we're all here to do as well as we'd like to do. And I chose a way that I thought was the best way. That way, of course, is wrong, and I fully admit that. But, I've done what I've done. I thought I would walk out the door, but that's a coward's way out, and not the way out. I made a mistake. People do make mistakes. I've been there for people when they've been down. I'm asking you as a group. I made a mistake. It's a very bad mistake to make. And
You've brought the rules. You've not done something wrong, Nick. You've brought the rules.
Yeah. Yes.
yes, I understand I broke the rules, and I've spoken to Big Brother about that. Everyone has done things in their lives that have been perhaps a mistake, and you regret it, but you have to go, fine, that's done. This is the reason why. I apologise for that. And as adults, mature people, we go, fine. We'll give that person or that thing, a second chance. Yeah.
So you think tomorrow, yeah, me and Craig should be up for a nomination, and you should stay in the group after you breaking the rules, and me and Craig leave? Because I don't think we should. I'm sorry, I'm very angry. Why should me and Craig walk out that door and you stay here? I don't think we should go. I think you should go.
It's
what?
Nikki, you would have been nominated.
I would have been nominated, yeah, but I'm not going if you can stay. It's as simple as that. I'm not walking out of this house. I've done nothing wrong. Yeah, I've lost my rag a few times, but I've not been telling people to nominate other people out. That is sly. Simple as that. I don't care what... Well, it depends on what everybody else thinks, but that's my opinion.
If you stay... That's a mistake.
It's a mistake, yeah.
People won't have followed that, would they?
What, followed what?
People wouldn't have followed it if I said, go for these 2.
You've walked around with a piece of paper saying Nicola and Craig this week. You think you should stay? You're a joke.
Nikki, I think, it's... You cry spilt milk. If I hadn't been here, or if I'd have been...
Please watch your words.
We all have a point of view. You have to go in and talk to Big Brother about it. The rules have been broken. We should have a certain amount of input into what Big Brother's final decision
Yeah.
is,
Mm-hmm.
which we should go in privately and discuss with
Yeah.
Big Brother.
I'll go speak to them. I got a good idea of a compromise that I can discuss with them that will enable you two to stay.
And we'll suit all parties.
I'll do that then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Don't thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Nick.
Compromise.
Yeah.
Fuck your compromise. Loving friendship all around.
I would like to stay, but I think the group is still raw with this problem, and I was wondering whether a compromise that I walk out on Friday night and those two stay.
I can understand why you want that to happen, Nick. We'll get back to you on that.
But obviously under the circumstances of, you know, one contestant felt he broke a rule and decided he had to go rather than face the, you know, humiliation of me being upset in my room and being accused directly.
I don't feel like I can believe anything that's come out of his mouth. I've been brought up in a big family. I was sent to boarding school, and I've had a high-flying job for 10 years. There is excuses for doing that. Really.
3:19 p.m. The House awaits Big Brother's verdict.
I think people are more upset because of the way, not the action, but the way he went about doing it. That's why people are angry.
I don't think that's fundamentally wrong, but you know, the one thing that doesn't lie is these things.
Did you lie about the story about your wife?
Yes.
That is what I am most shocked about. When I'm talking about you to people, and people ask me what was Nick like, and I'll say, Nick told us all the story one evening that his first wife died in a car crash, and we were all very upset. Nick, you're so strange.
I know perhaps, you know, this kind of environment has brought out the worst. I think it's been blown a little bit out of proportion, perhaps, but again, perhaps people, when it was the first time, should have said, look, you shouldn't do this.
Nick, stop. Take responsibility for your actions.
No, I'm saying, what's done is done.
I know. And don't. Stop putting it onto other people.
But, you know, it's...
That's kiddish, that really is.
Yeah, right.
You did what you did. And what people are thinking deep down is that I thought he really did like me. I thought he really, really did like me. And you don't. You all right, Craig?
Yeah, you're right, Mel.
No.
No?
I feel awful.
Sit down. Look, what I'd like to, whatever, which way this show turns out, right, or whatever, whichever sort of happens with anyone in here, when the show's all over and the wind's blew over, I'd love to take you out for a drink now.
Oh, Craig, thank you. That's sweet.
Don't answer now, have a think about it.
Let's wait till this is all over.
Yeah, wait till it's all over, but have a little think about it. I'd love to take you out in the future.
Okay.
Take you see my dogs.
I'd love to see you, Bob. I'm coming down.
Yeah,
Not
you're welcome,
stopping me.
yeah,
Come
you're
down with
welcome
my friends.
anytime, yeah. Anytime you want.
An hour later, Nicholas is called to the diary room to be told what Big Brother has decided.
We've come to the following decision about how we're going to proceed. It was about 2 weeks ago that we gave a written warning following a verbal warning to the whole group about nominations and any attempts to do it. I want to remind you of the section that said, planning tactical voting of any sort or attempting to influence the votes of others in the House is strictly against the rules. If Big Brother decides that any of you have been guilty of this, we can cancel your nominations or in extreme cases eject you from the House. It's regrettable, Nicholas, but this is definitely an example of an extreme case. We weren't aware of any notes that you'd been writing. You weren't meant to have a pen or paper. You definitely weren't meant to communicate in that way, and you're aware of that. So we decided that we're going to ask you to leave the house. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry it's come to this, but we have to follow the rules of Big Brother.
In the box, Nick.
20 minutes on, Nicholas gathers the group together to inform them of Big Brother's decision.
I should be leaving the house in about 15 minutes' time at 5 o'clock. I've broken a rule about speaking about nominations, and therefore I should have to face the consequences of that. I do, like all of you, I've been here for 6 weeks, and I would see any of you any time. I know I've betrayed your trust with this, and it's a silly thing to do, but for me, this was a competition. I wanted to go as far as possible, and I did it in ways that were unnecessary in reflection, for which I apologise. And I'm sorry that I've let you all down, because it has been a very enjoyable 6 weeks. And, you know, I wish all of you great success, whatever you do, for the remaining 4 or 5 weeks here, and for the rest of your lives.
I think your main concern at the moment shouldn't be for us. It should be for your family whenever you walk out.
Your family. That's what you should be thinking about.
It's them you have to face now. That's going to be the hardest part.
You have to face the music. Can't run away from things.
I don't think any of us are happy that you're going through this.
No, we're not happy about that at all.
No, I wish this on anybody at all.
Because it's hard enough going out there to face people without having to face that as well.
You know, you obviously haven't considered at any minute what the aftershock this sort of behaviour can do. Not just for your personal self, or selfish self, for everybody else. But to go about it that way, Nick, you mustn't have any pride for yourself to really go back, to be that so two-faced. I do advise you that you look into your background and work out what made you think of being so two-faced to people, and I suggest you do something about it before you go around upsetting the rest of your friends, family, or whoever out there, like. Because eventually, mate, you'll be lonely. You'll be on your own. You will be lonely. Do something about it.
If you come out of this with a positive attitude, it could make your life a lot better. I think that's the way you have to look at it.
Sorry for you, mate. It's 5-2 if you want to get your things ready.
Will do.
Yeah.
By these actions, what he's done and said and things, is already distinguished as he's a very insecure, you know, maybe lonely or paranoid guy, who we all should just say to him at the door, you know, pat him on his back, like.
Yeah.
I know trust has been broken between us, but I hope you can at least forgive me.
To be honest with you, it's two emotions we're going through. It's anger and it's pity.
Huh?
It's anger and it's pity that I'm going through. I'm angry with myself that I didn't speak up sooner. That I was somehow put into that position. And I feel pity that you have to go out there and face that.
I hope I see you on the outside, if I'm not being crucified or ostracised.
Yeah, see if I can help.
No one else actually walked, has there?
No.
Okay, Nick, good luck. Look up yourself, yeah? Look up yourself,
Best of luck, Nick. Right. Appreciate your back there.
Come on.
I need to grab this now.
Someone waiting there for you.
Bye, Charlie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Nick. Take care of yourself, mate.
I suffer from him, I can't help it. Oh my God.
The camera's all over.
The camera's doing everything.
Filming it.
A car and member of the production team await him. As Nicholas leaves for a secret location, the heavens open.
What a day to go out on.
Yeah, I know.
Says it all, doesn't it?
It's been a tough day for the group, so Big Brother provides them with a film, food and drink for the evening.
Chocolate fudge cake.
Fantastic.
And some vino. And the film's going to be on in 15 minutes.
15.1 grams in
What
every
do we get?
100 grams.
What do we get?
Chocolate fudge cake.
50% of it's fat.
100% fat free or something?
No, 15%
You
of
must
it's
be
fat.
joking.
What are you trying to do?
That. God, there was a lot of bounce on that.
Yeah.
Hey!
To Nick, everything's all right there.
Good luck
for him
to
and his
Nick.
family.
Best luck to
Good
Nick.
luck to Nick and
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah,
His
good
family.
luck.
Everybody in here.
Good luck, Nick.
Good luck,
As
Nick.
well down here.
Good luck, Nick.
Sorry about
You know what, I know it sounds daft and it probably makes me sound like Big Sister, but I do feel kind of proud of those 6 boys and girls in there. I mean, I thought they were calm and they were fair and they listened, they were lucid, and they even managed to end up the day smiling. The evicted housemate had a slightly less jolly evening. Now, this here is the back door to the house through which Nick had to leave, and then for security reasons he was taken straight off to a secret location outside London. Now this morning I went there to meet Nicholas in the flesh, and you can find out what he had to say for himself in the exclusive interview after the break. Okay, I'm here at the gates to the Big Brother compound, and inside the house, the 6 housemates are dealing with their first day without Nick. And they're in a kind of singing, slightly party mood, which is a huge change from 5 o'clock yesterday when Big Brother told Nicholas that he would have to leave the house because he'd been cheating. Now, we've heard the housemate's side of the story, but we haven't heard Nicholas's. Now, I went to meet him this morning, and here's what he had to say. Okay, now, hello Nick. First off, it's been quite a mad 24 hours, hasn't it? So how are you feeling?
Partly relieved. Still quite tired. I still couldn't sleep last night. I think the adrenaline rush leaving the house was quite immense, and also just purely being outside and seeing, you know, other human beings and other people.
I want to just go back now to when you first applied to go on Big Brother. Why did you apply?
I think I saw highlights of the show from Holland, and it just looked a really exciting thing to do, and I thought this is just really up my street.
But what, you know, when you say you sort of saw the one in Holland, what was it about the one in Holland? I mean, was it the money? Did you do
No,
it?
not at all. I think it, you know, it looked a really exciting project to be a part of.
I mean, in respect to last night and what was discovered the night before, you know, you had a game plan, a strategy. When did that start coming into play?
I think, you know, that came into play before I entered the house. It was a game show. I think people might be naively thinking it wasn't, but we were there on a game show and people were there to compete.
Would you say that you sort of read people quite well?
I think so, yeah. Well, I hope so.
What was your strategy? How did it work?
I think, you know, there's no strategy in line with this. It was, you know, I had an idea which people I would think should benefit the house and stay and which people should go. it was fundamentally, a team situation, and there were certain people that perhaps were better at others than completing various tasks. So I had to think, well, if I'm here to the very end, I want to be with 5 people, I like, because the last 5 weeks will probably be very boring, and you want to be with like-minded people.
The only thing with that is that you gave the impression to the people that you were voting out that they were the like-minded ones that were going to be with you at the end. Now, why did you do that?
I'll give you an answer in a second. The whole premise, it was a game show, and to play games, you have to sometimes play mind games with people, and therefore in any sport, the way to win a game is to win it psychologically as well as physically, and so therefore on that kind of arena there was psychological warfare.
Who were the people that you wanted to be with at the end?
I'd have liked to have been with Tom, with Mel, with Darren, and Anna probably.
Why were you writing things down?
I was just writing down which people I was going to vote for in that particular week.
Now, why were you writing them down though? Because surely, I mean, it's Big Brother, there are cameras everywhere, there are microphones everywhere, we see everything, even though you'd managed to conceal that quite well. At some point you were going to get found out.
Yeah, at some point, but like if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and at the time I thought it was worth the risk, so therefore I took it.
Were you surprised at how malleable some of them were?
No, not really, because I think a couple of them may been guilty of it themselves, and so therefore, as soon as this blew up, they sort of naturally turned on me. So
who?
Well, who in particular?
Who do you think was guilty of slightly manipulating people?
Well, the ones with the strongest minds there.
Now, Nick, I've got to clarify a few things now, because in the house, you said some things, and some of the things you said we know to be lies, and some of the things you said we're not sure yet. So I want you to tell me the God's honest truth about the following things. Did you have a mobile phone?
No, I didn't, no.
A pager?
Not a pager, no.
Did you have any kind of electronic device that you smuggled in?
No. All we had was a little chicken that made chicken noises that was not electronic.
A chicken that made?
Yes, you pressed it, it would go chirp, 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 chirp. We tried to do it again just to see, because you can imagine somebody in the control room going, what's that noise? And it was a little chicken.
But no other electronic devices at all? Okay. Were you a plant for Channel 4? Because I've been asked that incessantly.
No, Channel 5. Joke.
So
no, I was not a plant for Channel 4, no.
Not a plant?
No.
For anyone?
No
You're
one.
there of your own volition?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Were your Reiki sessions done to get people on board and to get sort of on a one-on-one trusting situation, or were they done genuinely because you are a Reiki master?
No, I did that, in a genuine manner. Certain people finding it very difficult under the circumstances of being at Big Brother, and so I did that, as any other healer would do. I was doing it, to help other people.
The assault course, right? Tell me, Nick, you weren't in the Territorial Army, were you?
No.
Why did you say you were?
Because no one was taking active control of that obstacle course, and people were just, doing it half-heartedly. So.
Did you feel that the team needed sort of leadership?
It did at times, because it sometimes lacked direction. People got very bored or very despondent very quickly.
And you felt that you were the man for the job?
Well, I felt, I could help them, hopefully, motivate themselves to actually do the tasks.
I think the most scary sort of lies that you told was the one about your wife when you were 17 being killed in a car crash. Why did you feel the need to tell that story?
I was given bad advice, and it was a silly thing to do. which I later retracted the statement.
How did you think that the people on the outside would perceive those lies?
To be honest, when I said it, when I spoke to Andrew, I didn't actually think it'd go out.
What did you think that we were putting out and not putting out?
I don't know, but I would have thought that had just stayed in the group.
Were you worried about public perception because your mood seemed to change slightly towards, you know, the last few days? You seemed to get more worried about what people were going to think of you.
I think everyone was extremely worried because at various occasions we had people shouting things at the gate. And
did you hear any of that directed at you?
No, not me, but it still affects the group as a whole because it obviously affects those people it was directed at, and because we're a unit, it was upsetting for everyone.
What was your ultimate goal, Big Brother kind of goal?
I just went in on the premise that I'm there to stay as long as possible, and if I get kicked out, first, second, third, or fourth, that's tough. That's tough luck. It's it's a game show. But I wanted obviously to be in the final three, but I never imagined I'd win it.
Were you surprised then to realise that up until last night, I mean, nobody wanted to vote for you and nobody nominated you?
Yeah, I was very surprised, very flattered by it.
Did it make you feel a bit sad somewhere inside?
Well, no, because obviously I played the game correctly, because no one, voted against me, and I think another person only got one vote as well in that time. So they also played the game very well. But yeah, it's.
So you see that as playing the game rather than actually people genuinely liked you. I mean, you were genuinely, a very, very popular member of that house. People really, really cared about you. How does that make you feel?
Well, of course, I think in retrospect that no one has voted for me. It could either mean I played the game very well, or people wanted other people out. And so it depends entirely how you actually view it. I was there, I think, in a game. I was there in a competition. And if people didn't vote for me, therefore, I must have been doing something right.
Are you ambitious?
Of course, yeah.
Have you always been ambitious?
I think because I'm coming from a large family, and because of going to boarding school, and because of the sort of city environment, it teaches you to be competitive. And if you don't tread on people, they'll tread on you. And so you have to really push forward and aim for your goals and have goals. If you don't go for your goals, you're like a ship without a rudder.
How did you feel when the group confronted you? Because that was an extreme moment in your Big Brother history.
Yeah, it was very extreme, but like in all situations, you have to analyse it and go, okay, they're right. So you'd have to accept and try and soothe their angers and frustrations, but a lot came out because the group was quite frustrated and quite bored. So this small route biking as such became a huge mountain.
I have to speak in defence of the group, though, that because these people genuinely cared about you and in some cases really loved you as a friend, I think a lot of that had to do with the reason why they were so upset, and I think particularly pertinent were Craig and Nicola, who both considered you to be a very good friend, and I think that's why they were so upset. Not necessarily because they've been pent up for so long. Did you feel the need to kind of explain yourself at the table because it didn't feel like you did?
No, I think I explained myself, quite well when I came back to them and saying, look, it's no hard feelings. I like you all, which I do and did. But I explained to them that I have a competitive nature in me. I had a strategy to play the game within the game. And therefore, what I did perhaps was maybe seen as devious, but I think many people would have perhaps played the same way. I mean, if the stakes were higher, definitely people would have done so.
Would you consider the people in the house as your friends?
Yeah, I think they're all really nice people.
But would you play the same game with your friends on the outside?
No, of course not, no.
So it's a different thing. It was a game situation you behaved in a certain way, and on the outside it's a different person.
Yep.
I've got to say that you haven't sort of actually actively said you're sorry yet, are you?
Oh yes, yeah. I'm very sorry for it.
Now, you've yet to see your family. It was your choice that you kind of needed just a few hours to kind of have a breather and everything. What sort of reaction are you expecting from them?
I'm not sure yet. It's I'm still sort of trying to adjust back to the civilian life as such. So I think I'll just take it one day at a time. When I'm ready to talk to them, I shall do.
And if you had won the money, what would you have done with it?
I think primarily taken a long holiday. I had also in mind to give some to charity.
Anyone in particular?
Cancer research.
Any reason?
Well, a friend of mine suffering from cancer at the moment, so that's why. I think it's also a very good cause that's probably underfunded, and so therefore needs people's awareness, especially now with people's money going to the lottery and being diverted away from charities.
And what are you going to do now without the 70,000? What's going to be your kind of just relax, lie low?
I think, you know, I think you can't, with all things, you can't run away from problems and lie low. I think you have to confront it. You know, this is me, and either people, you know, will like you, you know, or they'll dislike you, and that's the word around. That's, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, perhaps my over-competitiveness has come through in a bad light, but, you know, that's not the normal me, and it's purely because I was on this extraordinary but fascinating show that, you know, turned me into this nasty Nick. But that's, as all my friends would say, that is not the normal Nick.
Well, there was Nick, warts and all. Now, as they pointed out on Radio 4's Thought for the Day this morning, when the time comes for us to be evicted from the planet, we aren't going to be judged by an audience of millions, but by an audience of one. They naturally meant Big Brother. So, what do you reckon after seeing that? Will he always be seen as Nasty Nick, or will he maybe become another one of Britain's many lovable rogues? Well, only time will tell. But that is Nick, well and truly, out of the house and gone. For tonight at least. Anyway, Big Brother's cameras keep rolling. It's tough, but the rules are the rules, and they do state that if anyone is evicted by Big Brother or leaves the house of their own free will, they must be replaced. When the housemates nominate, they are always reminded that they must vote from their own free will. So actually Monday's vote still stands, which means that Craig and Nicola still face eviction tonight. Now, the lines have remained open since Tuesday, and you now have just 7 minutes to decide who will be the 5th person to leave the house, except they'll be leaving from the front door.
I see you, baby. Cowboy.
Hey.
I even consult my solicitor now before I masturbate.
You don't mind the nominations, do you?
It's good, isn't it?
I will nominate this week Craig.
How can you be so two-faced?
Craig.
You know, I don't want them to think that I'm weak enough to be led by you or anybody in here, because I'm not.
At the beginning of us being together, I found he wasn't involved with the group as much as the other people.
I can sleep as much as what?
Sleep with Nicky.
I sleep with Nicky. No, I don't think so. It's a nice body, but it's just choking to a gob.
He wants a snog.
Who wants a snog before the nominations?
He wants a Frenchie.
The first one is Nicola.
Nicky.
Nicola.
She's quite argumentative and can be sometimes aggressive, which I don't think is good around the crowd that we're in.
I'm having a laugh. I'm having a L-A-U-G-H. It's called a laugh.
Oh, she's got a very uncontrollable temper.
Do you hate me or do you love me? Booze.
And she really seems to lose it not quite easily, but when she does lose it, it really affects everybody.
It's a selfish move, it's not a wise
It's
move.
not a selfish move. I'm decorating the house for everybody. I'm not going to hold grudges, because I don't hold grudges, because I've got nothing to hold a grudge about. gorgeous. Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
Oh, bless, look at the two of them. Welcome back as Bolton girl Nikki goes head-to-head with Liverpool boy Craig. This all-northern contest is down to the last 4 minutes. And I'm not going to say who's winning and who's losing, but I will say that it's the closest race so far, and there's only 10% between the two of them. So, who should stay and who should go?
Craig is very lazy. Yeah, he don't want to do a lot, does he? Well, that's just something he wants to do. But then again, that's your normal everyday bloke, isn't it? Well, that's true, yeah.
At least when there was a few there, he could hide behind people, couldn't he?
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And now he's been nominated, you might give him a kick up the backside, eh?
Yeah, but I disagree. I think I'd sooner have Nicola in the house still. I think she does more towards the group.
I have to listen to you with mouthing off and singing songs in the afternoon when I try to go to sleep.
She's falling for Darren.
Yeah. She likes him, but she thinks he's a pain in the ass at the same time, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's not really sure.
She's not going to tell him till she gets kicked out, is she?
No.
I think she's getting a bit frustrated that she can't
she
actually make a move on Darren.
Yeah.
It should be Craig. Nicola's a far nicer person than Craig. The only thing I've got against Nicola, she doesn't wear knickers.
Having listened to Craig's accent, he's talking like this, it's very nice to be on Big Brother and we'll stay in bed all day.
I think he's trying to play off the Liverpool sort of
role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very proud of his body. Yeah, like he shows it on.
Craig is just a normal everyday bloke. He's one of the lads. He's not into all this arty stuff like Nicola is.
When he got on that assault course last night, that was it, wasn't it? Was it?
Oh, yeah, that was it.
My game, nobody allowed.
He doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, but he don't bother anybody, does he? He don't get roaring or...
Yeah, but that's not...
He doesn't annoy people.
That's not what it's all about, is it?
No, it's all about winning 70 grand, isn't it?
Hurry up, because voting closes in 2 minutes' time. And with us now, we've got Nicola and Craig's friends and family. OK, hi, guys. Hello. How are you doing? Now, Brenda, you are Craig's mum. Now, how do you think he handled the whole Nick crisis?
I was quite pleased.
Were you proud of him?
Pleased. I was very proud of him.
He kept quite calm, didn't he? He was
very cool. I'm glad he kept his cool.
Yeah, and Christian, over to you. You are one of Nicola's best friends. Now, she really gave Nick what for, didn't she? Now, do you think she's going to be able to keep a lid on her temper if she stays in the house over the next few weeks?
I don't think Nicola will change, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Nicola's artistic. She's not very rational, she's intuitive. Which means, basically, to me, that she's happy. When she's happy, she's ecstatic. And when she's sad, she can be quite vicious.
She's very sad.
She can indeed.
And very, very sad. OK, guys, the voting has now officially closed. And it's time to make direct contact. Now, when I press this button, they're going to be able to hear me, but they're not going to be able to see me. So here goes. Big Brother house, this is Davina. Can you all hear me? I think that's a yes. At the start of the week, Nicola and Craig were nominated to leave. The British public have been voting for the last 4 days, and in 4 minutes' time, I'll be announcing who must go. That person will then have an hour and a half to pack up all their belongings and say goodbye. Is that clear? Yeah.
Very clear.
OK, I'm going to switch off now. See you later. Oh, bless her.
4 minutes.
OK, while the votes are being counted, here's how the housemates have been dealing with life on their very first day without Nick. Nicholas may have gone, but the game goes on. Today is eviction day. Nicola and Craig face the public vote. The housemates know that soon a replacement for Nicholas will arrive. Nicola plans to get them to clean the chicken run.
I can show the new person actually from Celia.
Yeah.
I say, oh, do you want to come with me? I can show you how to do this. And I'll just say, but I'll just watch while you do it.
It's better to learn that way.
I think Nicholas would have stayed in the hotel last night then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll still have him under their wing.
If he turns it tonight.
No,
I don't think so.
He won't be allowed to.
They fight.
With the chickens ill, the vet has told the housemates not to eat any eggs.
What are you going to do with them?
I don't know. An egg fight. What else can you do with them?
To the beat, to the beat, to the beat, beat, beat.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Turn round and then just bombard each other. Okay. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Go.
Go get me. Go on then. Oh.
Yesterday's events are still playing on Craig's mind.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out good for everyone. I just hope it works all right for Nick, like.
Yeah, well, they kept reassuring last night that they're going to do their best to look after him.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm going to contact them when I'm out, I think.
Yeah,
I
see
don't
what's
know, really.
happened.
Yesterday I was thinking, you know, I don't think I'll bother if he contacts me, you know, I wouldn't be rude with him, but, you know, really, we're in here, you know, because we've got so much time and we've got isolated off from everything, you know, we didn't go there. It was affecting us so much, yeah, blew it out of proportion.
It is now crunch time for Craig and Nicola. The phone votes have been counted and it's time to announce who will be the 5th person to leave Big Brother. I'm now going to talk to the house. Okay.
Hello, Davina.
Big Brother house, this is Davina.
Hello.
Okay, Craig and Nicola, are you ready?
Ready as ever be.
Okay, remember now, if you're chosen by the viewers to leave the house, you will have just over 1.5 hours to pack up all your belongings and join me here in the studio. Big Brother contestants, you nominated Craig and Nicola to leave the house. The nation has been voting all week. The total number of calls has now been counted and verified by an independent adjudicator. I can now reveal the final result. The 5th person to leave the Big Brother house will be Nicola. Okay. Nicola, I will come and meet you at the house gate and bring you into the studio. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, I'm switching off for now. See you later. Oh.
It's just, yeah, they've been pulled away, that's all.
Oh, look, she looks really moved. Anyway, earlier in the week, she said she was ready to go if that's what the public wanted, and she'll be back in Bolton for the weekend. So let's have a quick look at the final results. Okay. Wow, there was quite a big margin there. 28% of you wanted Craig out and 72% of you nominated Nicola to leave the house. But that's just the start of tonight's action because Big Brother's back at 11 p.m. tonight when Bolton Belle, that's what I'm going to call her now, Nicholas leaves the house to tell all. Now, will she declare her love for Darren before she leaves? Do you think she's going to? I'm not sure. Is she still planning to move in with Nick when the show's over? And what will that self-knitted wired dress look like when she comes into the studio? Don't miss the inside story in just over an hour and a half. Bye for now.
Craig, get over the fish, baby. I'm fantasizing about you, darling.
I want to badge him. I want to face the snogger. Camera's lights. Action. Go, 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 go. Oh, Nick, you should have done the same. Go in.
You were like that, and she went, hello. I'm such a pig.
Can you say,
We're going to have a wicked time, mate. Like, just go and start. And I hope you win. Whenever you're out, I'll be there outside.
If you live by the sword, you die by the sword.